Hey guys, welcome to weeks. I'm never good with weeks, but it's that week. As on Wednesdays, as always, it's me, Tom, and the movie that I've chosen to review today is actually a documentary. It's one of the best documentaries I've ever seen. It's over 4 hours long, and for a horror fan, you're just in for 4 hours of epic. I really can't think of a word to describe it besides epic. Oh, it was just so good. It's Never Sleep Again, the Nightmare on Elm Street documentary. This bitch is 4 hours long. It's made by Daniel Fernandez and Andrew Kashik. I'm pretty sure I just pronounced Andrew's last name wrong, but they did, his name was Jason. But the care that they did with this one is just so out of the ballpark here, guys. This goes through every aspect of Nightmare on Elm Street. It starts off at 1, and it pretty much goes in depth about how Wes created the characters. Heather Langenkamp describing how she made Nancy, everyone else just talking about how they developed their characters and how the music incorporates it, how the special effects were done. The stuntmen even talk about it. And then it just goes through every single movie except for the remake. But the remake is on the bonus features. And they're just talking about how Nightmare on Elm Street has affected them and how shooting it affected them and how they meet these fans, and the fans are just so caring and so well respective of them and what they've done. I mean, really, it's the ultimate tribute to the fans, really. And, I mean, they even go into talk about how Nightmare on Elm Street 2 had such gay undertones for a movie, and the whole entire time, Clu Gallagher, no, I'm pretty sure that's not how I pronounce his last name. But anyways, the guy who played Jesse's dad, also Bert from Return of the Living Dead and Bartender from Feast, was talking about how he had no clue this was a gay movie and everyone was getting their dick sucked. Why the hell didn't he get his dick sucked? And they're just making all these gay jokes, and finally at the end, Clu's like, I never did get my fucking dick sucked. It's just absolutely great. And then in 3, they go through all the Dream Children, and I'm talking about how great it was, and Robert talking about how each kid, brought something new to the table. And the guy who plays Kincaid has one of the greatest things ever. He's like, so I walked into the room, and they were like, just do whatever you want. And the first thing he said was his classic, fuck you line. And it was just, so awesome. But the thing that kind of pisses me off about this is Johnny Depp and Patricia Arquette aren't in this. And you know what? They may have had conflicting schedules with the shooting of this documentary. But you know what? You guys kind of owe it to Nightmare on Elm Street series because you both got your start there, and no one would really know who the fuck you were if it wasn't for those movies. Even like Lawrence Fishburne, who was in 3. A lot of people don't realize that was Larry Fishburne, but it was. I mean, even he should have run to talk about it, but no, he was rather too busy. Oh, I'm off making Predators. I'm too important for this. And it's just great to see, like all these people and how they've aged. Because like Joey doesn't even fucking look like Joey anymore. Joey looks like a coke addict emo kid. It's just so fucking weird. But there's people who they miss. It makes me sad. Like I forget what his name is, but the male doctor in Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Sorry, I'm just looking at Nightmare on Elm Street 3. And also, I'm not sure if she's dead, but the chick who played Nancy's mom isn't in it either. But nonetheless, though, it's just absolutely great, especially watching like John Saxon talking about different ideas for shots. And then when they talk about New Nightmare, Wes had so many ideas that he just didn't use, and it was so cool to to hear about them. Like this one part, Wes is like, I had this scene, where like I'm in when I'm in a van, and we pull up beside Nancy as she's walking down the street with John Saxon, and I ask her to get into the van, and I remove my eyelids, and I'm typing fiendishly, talking about how Freddy is becoming something bigger and something more. If we were to see that in New Nightmare, I think that would have been so fucking cool, and totally would have thrown us for a loop in how Freddy is messing up with these people's day-to-day lives in the real world. I mean, because that Freddy is much more visceral and much more, I'm here to kill you, to not even toy with you. I'm here to hurt and maim you. Which is more so as practical Joker Freddy that we're used to. Although Jason Mewes has a small cameo in this, and I don't want to ruin it, but it's just absolutely great. When they talk about, like Freddy versus Jason, I really didn't care about that because I really didn't like Freddy versus Jason. But it does add more insight, and also Robert Englund has some of the best stories about Freddy versus Jason and what they were gonna do with some of the scenes. I don't want to ruin it, but just there's this great scene where it actually had different lines for when Kelly Rowland is actually she'd be actually talking to Jason instead of Freddy. It's a great role reversal. And then you hear like the other ideas for all different Freddy versus Jasons, and you're like, this is fucking horrible. Why the hell would you guys even do this? Like, granted, Freddy vs. Jason is still a pretty bad movie, but, I don't know what it is about Zach Ward. Whenever he's talking about any movie he's in, he's like, I will always be remembered as Scott Fargus from A Christmas Story. He even drops it in this one, too. I don't get it. Like I love Christmas Story, but I'm like, Zach, we get it. But yeah, it's just absolutely a labor of love. This movie truly is, but it's done in a different way too, because you know how like Tom Savini hosted. His name was Jason. Like he takes us on like this own like little journey. Yeah. There's none of that. It's just straight up interview, which actually is actually really cool. And the bonus disc itself is like another extra 2 hours of people just talking about like the glove, the fans, the complete Nightmare on Elm Street series in 10 minutes, which is by far what that's the thing I love most about these 2-disc documentaries that they're doing now, is they're just going through the whole entire movies, people saying their favorite lines from the movies. And then they have this in-depth thing about Freddy in comic and book form, and just there's so many special features, and just for the ultimate Nightmare on Elm Street fan, you really can't get anything more true and more pure to the form than this, besides the actual movies. I absolutely love this documentary. If I had to give it a rating out of 10, it would definitely get a 10. It's an absolutely great movie. Please check it out if you can. Order it off Amazon, get it from HMV, or just get it if you like Nightmare on Elm Street, even if you just like the first one, because it's absolutely spellbinding. So yeah, so that's the review. Thanks to everyone who watches and subscribes as always. You guys rock, and I will catch you in a week's time. Later.